There is a Black family whose financial empire has reshaped both industries and communities, the Robert Smith family. While Robert Frederick Smith is perhaps best known as the wealthiest Black man in America, his family story, one of quiet power, philanthropy, and an unwavering commitment to excellence, is a story that flies under the radar of many. In the world of billionaires, the Smith family come out as the richest, not only for their wealth but for their dedication to uplifting marginalized communities and expanding opportunities for future generations. Yet, despite being the richest Black family in the world, much of the public remains unaware of their journey, the legacy they are building, and the lives they continue to impact. Robert Smith's path to riches, like many of his peers in the ranks of global finance, was forged through a combination of brilliance, grit, and strategic foresight. Born in 1962 to two school teachers in Denver, Colorado, his upbringing was far from the stereotypical origins of a future billionaire. His parents were educated, his father earning a PhD, and his mother frequently involved in social causes. This early environment instilled a deep appreciation for education and a sense of civic duty in Smith, a foundation that would later become central to both his personal and professional pursuits. What makes Robert's journey extraordinary, however, is not just the wealth he accumulated but the quiet, strategic way in which he built it. After earning a degree in chemical engineering from Cornell University, Smith took a somewhat unconventional route for someone destined for immense wealth. He worked at Kraft General Foods, where he earned 2 patents for coffee brewing technology. But soon after, the lure of finance pulled him toward Wall Street. Smith transitioned into investment banking at Goldman Sachs, where he specialized in tech mergers and acquisitions. His time at Goldman Sachs would prove invaluable, giving him insight into the burgeoning world of technology, a sector that would ultimately serve as the cornerstone of his vast fortune. In 2000, armed with an MBA from Columbia Business School and years of high-profile experience at Goldman, Smith founded Vista Equity Partners. This private equity firm would focus on investing in software companies, a move that was both prescient and highly profitable. Vista's model of buying out promising but underperforming software companies, streamlining their operations, and selling them at massive profits proved revolutionary. Today, Vista Equity Partners manages over $100 billion in assets, making it one of the most successful private equity firms globally. And with Smith at the helm, his fortune skyrocketed, eventually leading Forbes to name him the richest Black person in America, with an estimated net worth of $7 billion by 2021. But the story of the Smith family is not solely about Robert's financial prowess. The influence of his wife, Hope Dworachik Smith, a former Playboy model turned businesswoman, cannot be understated. Together, they are not just one of the wealthiest families in the world, they are also deeply committed to philanthropy and social impact. Hope, who now runs her own luxury skincare line, Mother, has her own impressive trajectory of transforming her public image from a model to a successful entrepreneur and philanthropist. The couple's combined efforts have made them a formidable force in both the business world and the nonprofit sector. Perhaps one of the most defining moments in Robert Smith's public life came in 2019 when he made a historic pledge to pay off the student loan debt of the entire graduating class of Morehouse College, a historically Black institution. The announcement, which shocked both the students and the broader public, was estimated to cost Smith $34 million. This singular act of generosity was not a publicity stunt, but rather a manifestation of Smith's long-held belief in the transformative power of education. He has consistently argued that financial barriers should not impede talented individuals from reaching their full potential, and his philanthropy reflects this conviction. Smith's philanthropic initiatives are not limited to one-time acts of generosity. He is a founding donor of the National Museum of African American History and Culture in Washington, D.C., contributing millions to ensure that the stories of Black Americans are preserved and celebrated. Additionally, through his Fund 2 Foundation, Smith has donated hundreds of millions of dollars to causes ranging from preserving African American cultural heritage to advancing human rights and environmental sustainability. The Smith family's wealth has allowed them to engage in philanthropy on a scale that very few can. Still, what sets them apart is their commitment to using their resources to effect lasting change. Smith's philosophy is not about charity for charity's sake, but about creating systems of opportunity. Whether through paying off student loans, supporting educational institutions, or funding initiatives that preserve African American history, the Smith family's philanthropy is deeply strategic and forward-thinking. They're not just giving money away, they are investing in the future of Black America and beyond. Despite their vast wealth and high-profile philanthropic efforts, the Smith family remains relatively low-key compared to other billionaire families. They do not seek the limelight, and their public appearances are often tied to charitable events or business functions rather than celebrity galas or red carpets. This understated approach to their wealth and influence may explain why they are not as well known as other wealthy families. Still, their impact is undeniable. Behind the scenes, the Smith family has also faced challenges, particularly as Robert Smith became entangled in a tax evasion investigation. In 2020, he reached a non-prosecution agreement with the U.S. Department of Justice after agreeing to pay $139 million in taxes and penalties for failing to report over $200 million in income held in offshore accounts. The investigation could have derailed Smith's career and tarnished his legacy, but instead, he handled the situation with transparency, committing to paying what was owed and refocusing his efforts on his business and philanthropic ventures. While the tax case was a blemish on his otherwise stellar reputation, it has not diminished the respect and admiration that many hold for him, particularly in the African American community, where he remains a symbol of success and empowerment. The Smith family is also committed to passing down their values of hard work, education, and philanthropy to their children. Robert and Hope have 4 children together, and while much of their lives are kept private, it is clear that the Smiths are dedicated to raising the next generation of leaders. They have spoken publicly about the importance of instilling in their children a sense of responsibility and an understanding that their privilege comes with an obligation to give back. It is this philosophy of wealth not as an end in itself, but as a means to uplift others, that defines the Smith family's legacy. In many ways, the Smith family embodies the American dream, but with a focus on collective advancement rather than individual success. Their story is one of remarkable financial achievement, but more importantly, it is a story of using that success to benefit others. At a time when wealth inequality is more pronounced than ever, the Smiths offer a different model of what it means to be wealthy. They are not just accumulating riches, they are using their resources to level the playing field for future generations, particularly for those who have been historically excluded from the corridors of power and opportunity. In conclusion, the Robert Smith family may not have the household recognition of other billionaire dynasties, but their impact is arguably just as significant. Through their business acumen, philanthropic commitments, and dedication to education and social justice, they are quietly shaping the future. They are living proof that immense wealth can be a tool for good when wielded with purpose and vision. As the wealthiest Black family in the world, the Smiths are not just breaking barriers, they are building bridges for others to follow. And while their story may not always dominate headlines, it is one that deserves to be told, celebrated, and emulated.